Hey guys, this is JTT Comics back with another spec video, and we are going to go over all the first appearances of the week. And there's only four, it's a very light week, four first appearances, and ironically they're all from DC. So let's get started, and I will show you all four of them, and I'll rank them based on their coolness and their spec potential. So without further ado, here is the first appearances of the week of September 6th, 2023. So in fourth place this week we have Peacemaker Tries Hard number 5, which has the first appearance of Teen Deathstroke. Now I rank this one low because although I do love this series, the Peacemaker series is really good. If you haven't read it, I suggest you reading it. And also Darren Warren Johnson did a great variant cover. But Teen Deathstroke is kind of like a joke in this issue. And if you saw the main cover, you can see that in here, there's baby Deathstrokes that appear in this issue. So it's supposed to be as a joke. So Teen Deathstroke's there. So it's the first appearance of Teen Deathstroke. He's only in this issue. Key Collector tells you that without spoiling. I mean, I can spoil because it tells you that he gets killed off. So the fact that he kills off and the fact that this is a mini-series, we will not see him again. So it's a one and done. It was pretty funny to see him. Pretty funny interaction with Peacemaker. But all in all, you won't be seeing him again. So his spec potential becomes number 4 of this list. Although, if you haven't read it, it's a very good series. And I recommend, especially if you've seen the Peacemaker in the new movies, I suggest checking it out. So these next 3 were hard to rank because they all, in a sense, were, the first appearance were cameos. They all were well, no, not all are villains, but they're all cameoed at the end for the DC characters. So I went with number 3, Poison Ivy, number 14 this week. First off, it's a great cover, fantastic cover. But it has a first appearance of Peter. His name is Peter, and he's the character that appears at the end, and he literally appears in the last panel. Poison Ivy is searching this character that did this to the people, and if you look at the end here, he appears way at the end. So this is the only panel he appears in, and that's him, and he seems to be a new villain for Poison Ivy that he wasn't in before. So, I mean, he seems cool enough. I mean, he's got a flower as a head, which is really weird, but most likely, since he's a villain, we probably only see him show up in the series and nothing else. But the Poison Ivy series is pretty decent if you haven't read it, so I'm intrigued to read it over. Intrigued to read it again, to read the next issue. But we'll have to read to find out. But I don't see really this character taking off that much. Next, we have Blue Beetle issue number 1, which has the first appearance of the Blood Scarab, which he is on this cover. I picked up this variant that has him here, and again, he's only teased at the end, but this is a new number 1, a new start of a new series, so he's going to be the villain of the series. And if you read Blue Beetle, the last series, some scarab, green scarab, and different Blue Beetles have come up, so he looks like he's going to be the villain in here. He's teased at the end, and maybe he's in like a couple panels here. I'll give you a tease of him. So, let's see. There he is there. And there's some spoilers, so I'll only show him here. But he's pretty cool looking, and we'll have to see how it goes. But he's a villain for Blue Beetle, which I don't think Blue Beetle has any main villains. So it's cool to see a main villain in here. Issue number 1 was pretty good, so we'll have to see where he goes on. But I think he'll be a cool character. Spec purposes, I don't know. The first issue was only a mini-series, so this one may be as well. But we'll have to see. He seems like he's going to be a cool villain. So number 1 on this list, I picked Birds of Prey number 1. It's the start of a new series, and a new member joins the team. Not only does a new member join, but it's the first appearance of the new Birds of Prey roster, different members on the team. So I think that has spec in itself. Plus, it had some great covers. This was one of them, the Archer cover, so that has spec in itself, because Archer is pretty always collected. So it's got a new roster, and I believe the members were Black Canary was one, Cassandra Cain was another, let's see, Big Bertha was another, I believe that's what they call her, I could be wrong. And then we had also Harley Quinn, who joined later on. So it's pretty cool. So it has the roster of them, and the new character shows up only here at the end, in the last panel, and that is Maps as, which I don't know who Maps is, but it says on Key Collector Maps as Meridian. She's got new costumes, and she joins the Birds of Prey. So here we are here, and she joins them. So I think having a new Birds of Prey roster with these characters that never interacted before, and her, this has the best spec potential, and it has the coolest spec. So this one is number 1 this week. So we have Birds of Prey at number 1 as the best spec book to pick up this week. So that was all the spec books this week. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next week with more speculation. Bye-bye.